everybody. My name is Tina, and I am a certified life coach. Today, I'm going to share just a 10-minute video on how you can actually use these tips and tricks on how to accelerate the process of getting hired as a contract coach. There's going to be three main components to this video. I'm going to talk about your style of coaching, your questions, and your tech. So let's talk about the style of coaching. When we are interviewing to become a contract coach, we get nervous and we think that we have to be a certain way in order for them to see that we're perfect for the job. But I want to encourage you that the way you coach and how you coach is perfect enough. Use that uniqueness that you have found along your way during certification as you. Use your actual personal coaching voice to up-level that session in the interview by just being you and adding your flair to the session and the interview. Okay? Because each one of us has a personal way of coaching, and that's how we're going to become perfect for the job. That's how we're going to stand out in our interview, is actually being comfortable within ourselves and our coaching style. Okay? So the next thing is the questions. A lot of the times we feel the need to stack our questions. If we're asking a question and then we come up with a new question that we think is more important, we want to hurry and ask that question. But I want to offer you to just be in the question that you offered. Go ahead and trust yourself on the questions that you're asking. There's no need to reword it or rephrase it unless your client or the person that you're interviewing with tells you that they need clarification on that question. Okay? Let your questions come naturally. Be in your session. Be one with your client. Be present and ask yourself, what do I want to know here? How can I know more? How can I broaden my perspective of what my client is telling me? Okay? And when we think of the questions that are actually going to come when we ask ourselves those questions, just type them out real fast. Use shorthand or, just abbreviate your words. While your client is talking, you can just hurry and do that, and then you'll have follow-up questions. And that way you're not rushing to get the question out of your brain because you're afraid you're going to miss it or you're afraid you're going to lose it. Okay? Nothing has to be missed here. And then your yes and no questions. How can we stay away from yes and no's? Okay? How can we change this? So I actually came up with a couple examples here. Okay, so instead of using the is that true, we love to use that one to show our client what the fact of their story is. We can actually ask them, why is that true? Okay, and so that brings out more of the dialogue. It stops that yes or no. Are you trying? When our client is telling us something that they're changing or they're trying to change, instead of asking them, are they trying, which ends in a yes or no, we can ask them, where are you trying? And that opens up a whole nother can of worms on the dialogue and what they want to tell us. So instead of using the why, the is and the ares and the things that actually are going to come naturally with a yes and no, use the whys, the wheres, the hows. And that way that gives you more information into your client, that gives you more information of what the actual session is about. And then you can get deeper into the F line, the A line, and then offer up a really great result. Okay? And then there's one more thing with questions. You can actually use, so if you've already offered up a result, say you're in your interview and you're like 10 minutes in, and you've already gone through the model, but you think of something else as a result, you can actually use that as a question. Okay? So, for example, you can, if your result was, well, why you are giving your power away, or you are showing up as somebody that you don't want to be, or you are allowing this person to cause you to think this, right? After you offer your powerful result, you can actually ask that in a question. You can say, why are you giving your power away? Why do you think you're allowing them to think this? Why do you think that you're allowing your coworker to, cause you to behave in a different way that you don't want to behave? Whatever the result may be, you can actually use that as a question. And that actually takes away the personal opinion and it makes the result more powerful. Okay? And it gets the client or whoever you're interviewing with see the power of that result when you ask it in a question. And that gives you more dialogue because they have to answer the question. They're going to answer the question. Okay? And then when you're coaching, I want all of us to just be present in the moment. Okay? There's no reason to keep typing. If you're in the post model, just be still. You don't need to be consistently typing. Allow space. Allow silence. If your client needs a minute, be there for them. Hold that space for them. Be okay in the silence. Be comfortable in the silence. Okay? That way you can pick up on nonverbal cues. You can notice how you can respond in kind. If your client smiles, you can smile back. Okay? You can actually be in the moment with them and see how their feelings are being processed during the session. Things like that. That's really important. And then with the tech, the last thing I want to talk about is the tech. Sunlight. Lots and lots of light, but not to where it's behind you, to where it's shining on the camera for your observer. Having it overhead, having it on the side of you or in the front of you, that's your most preferred spot. If you're using a ring light, how can you get that ring light to get out of the glare of your glasses or even your eyes? You can use a white pillowcase and put it over that ring light, okay? And it'll still use the lighting. Your mic. If your mic, you can actually put it on the desk next to you, and this little antenna won't be pushed and prodded and cause static on your call. Okay? That's important too. And then your listener can hear everything. And then the pen and paper. I know we're all comfortable with pen and paper, and it just makes us so much more comfortable if we write stuff out, but I promise you, ditch it. I mean, this is gold. If you are able to minimize your screens to where you have documents where you're typing on, fantastic. Okay? And then you're eye level with your client. You're in the moment. Okay? And then the last thing is if you are using a laptop, I want you to raise that laptop up. Because when you have a laptop and it's shining towards you, your observer, your client, the person that's on the other end, when you're leaning down, that changes the whole perspective of your session. Okay? But when you raise it up, even if you have to be typing and your elbows are kind of mid-air, your forearms are up, it'll be okay. It's just for the interview. Okay? But I want you to be able to present yourself in a way that shows them that you're serious, that you're ready, and you have everything you need in order to stand out in this how to get hired as a contract coach. Okay? Now, the last thing with the tech is Zoom. There are toggles on your Zoom where you can toggle for adjusting for low light, and it adjusts for the background noise, and you can do that. Okay, if you just toggle those, the videos will come out so much brighter, and the noise in the background, say there's a truck, garbage truck, UPS, the mailman, the neighbor downstairs yelling, whatever it is, it'll drown that noise out. And that way you won't be dinged during your interview for that background noise or for the low lighting. Okay? How fun was that? All right, last thing I want to talk about is my 10-week program. I have a 10-week program that I help other coaches, my fellow coaches, get hired as a contract coach. And what I do is I take them through the one-on-one experience. You get your one-on-one coaching with me, and I offer my feedback that up-levels your coaching, that gets you the experience you need. And then I offer the group coaching as a bonus. I have a bonus that every week you get to be in a group and you get to coach with your other fellow coaches and you get the feedback that way. And the 3 pillars that I would teach you in the 10 weeks are capability, confidence, and clarity. Okay? So with the capability, that's where you're going to get your experience. That's where that one-on-one is so important. That feedback is so important. The confidence, I'm going to help you master the art of being a leader. Okay, I'm going to give you questions and how to ask questions and where to ask questions, how to open up the dialogue, how to be a strong leader, how to take the lead in that session and really, really dial in your coaching style to where you are an amazing coach and you're going to stand out as that in that interview in order to get that job. And then the last pillar is the clarity. What coaching role are you perfect for? Who are you perfect for? What are the teaching concepts that you want to bring to the table in order to implement in your coaching in order to be perfect for the role that you envision yourself in? And of course, the bonuses, like I talked about before, that'll be the once a week group calls. And I have 200 questions I've put together that I'm going to give you access to, and you're going to be able to use them on me. You're going to be able to use them in your group, and you're going to be able to just really up-level your skills with these questions because I'm telling you, it is so good. It makes you able to just be able to open up your mind and use these questions and manipulate them in all of your sessions. And it gets you out of your own head. What should I be asking? Where should I ask this? How should I ask this? What's going on here? And then you don't stall out in your sessions. Your dialogue is open and it's fluid and it's good. Okay? I'm telling you, this 10 weeks is fantastic. It will get you high. Most interviews, it usually take like 4 times to get in. But when you work with me, we will accelerate that, and it'll be half that time. I got hired as a contract coach in 2 interviews, and I know you can too. Okay? So, my website, coachwithnolan.com. On there is my calendar. You will make an appointment to do a 30-minute free session. We will talk about your goals, we'll talk about your strengths, and we'll talk about how we're going to get you hired as a contract coach. All right, everybody, this was so fun to put together, and I hope to see you soon on All the Coaching. All right, bye.